Aloha, everyone, and welcome to Create a Life You Love Masterclass from Passion to Profit, high ticket, high income business from anywhere. And I'm super excited that you are here. And I'm going to really go talking about the freedom formula on how to build a high ticket business automated while doing more what you love, where you can live, travel, heal yourself, and live the life that you love. And I will go into the blueprint of how you can create more time, wealth, purpose on your own terms, your rich life, having more income, impact, and intimacy without burnouts. So if you're here, let me know below, or if you are listening to replay, please share hashtag replay. And yeah, I'm super excited to get started. So let me put out these slides. If you are new to me, I am Leimomi Axea Keliikuli, and I'm actually from the beautiful island of Hawaii. And right now I'm in beautiful Thailand, and we travel the world. So yeah, I'm super excited to jump on in. So let me share my screen. If you could see that. Awesome. Might be a bit slow. So yes, create a life you love, masterclass, passion to profit, high ticket, high impact, and in business from anywhere. And yeah, I'll go into my blueprint of how you can create automated income online and exactly how that can look like for you. And I will go right into the Life You Love blueprint, which is very, very specific on how I've been able to create multiple six figures online and doing what I love, which is soul alignment, at the same time creating leverage passive income as well. So aloha and welcome. So my question to you is, what brought you here today? So let's set the intention for this sacred space for you to create a more soul-aligned space to be in your big-hearted energy as a leader and really ready to get to your next level. So when I first started online, I had the intention of going from offline to online, and I didn't really have any skill sets of what that would look like. I didn't even actually have a smartphone, which is so crazy. My husband bought me my first smartphone, and I was 29. So I came from very humble beginnings as a native Hawaiian. So I didn't really know about technology other than using it to type my reports for school. And so when my husband gave me my first phone, I learned about what the email is. And even though I was in the younger generation as a millennial, I didn't know anything that had to do online. I only knew what it was like to do offline. So the fact that I'm here online is really incredible because I was always the person who was like, oh, I'm never going to be on social media or anything like that. And here I am. I have my own personal brand online, and I do this every single day, creating videos and teachings and programs for my people. So who am I? I'm Leimomi Axea Keliikuli. I'm a psychic, multidimensional healer, self-love, and wealth high-ticket affiliate marketing mentor. I'm a founder of my Leimomi TV series, where I share amazing tips aligned to your soul, with my Being Alohi Academy and my Freedomful Leaders movement, which is what I'm going to go into a little bit more of how you can create your own freedom. And so before I came online, I actually I left my family when I was 16, and I went on this deep journey of finding myself. And I had a lot of trauma growing up. And so I was on a mission to find out who I really was. And so I actually joined a spiritual group. and started teaching metaphysical storefronts and yoga healings, and running them. And it was a great joy to learn how to, share the joys of the body. And my bachelor's degree in psychology, I was really, really interested in psychology of healing. So that was really what I was my major in. And so, I didn't come from wealth at all. I basically, had a mom and dad who worked all the time, and I was always feeling like I wasn't deserving, or that I wasn't allowed to be myself, because I was always the black sheep in the family, very different. And as Native Hawaiian, coming from Waianae, Hawaii, if you don't know what it is where they call the ghettos of Hawaii, where you basically, your future was either you would get pregnant or, live in the same place and never really go anywhere. So I was on quite a mission since I was young to learn all the tools that I needed to get to where I wanted to go, which is living my dream life, living my best life, and wanting to have a family and all of that. But instead of going that route, I decided to go to the route of going the complete opposite of being a spiritual monk, a psychic spiritual monk. And so I did a lot of readings. I did thousands and thousands of readings and healings and clearings, and teaching yoga classes, six classes a day sometimes, running healing centers and members and teachings with other master healers. And so I basically ran myself to the ground. And now that I know that I'm a self-projected, 6'2" self-projected projector, I know now that that's actually the opposite of the way my soul is designed. I'm designed to teach and be a spiritual teacher, and not to do a lot of the hustle culture that we've been taught growing up. And so when I met my husband, everything changed. So for 10 years, I devoted myself to the vision, to the teacher, to all the things. And I had a great impact in what I wanted to create. And I was the youngest monk, you could say, back then. And yeah, finding myself again, I realized that I was on the wrong path, the most unaligned path for myself, and became a stay-at-home mom once I decided to leave the group. And I retired my husband from his work once he actually is into IT, and as a system administrator and in the corporate world, and he's from the Netherlands. And so the fact that we found each other, married each other after 2 weeks of knowing each other, and then having baby 6 months after that of knowing each other, and then a year later, my whole life changed. And so I had to basically leave my title, leave my experiences of what I had behind, and leave that, and then go on a different route, which was, yeah, being a mom and having a family. And we've been working together in our businesses and unschooling our two beautiful kids, a girl and a boy, all while I was also experiencing burnout and chronic illness along the way. That was back in 2012. So a lot has changed since then, since I decided to step into my true calling of my own sacred work, which is my soul alignment and my Freedom Flow Leaders movement. And so I have a great passion for transforming coaches and healers, women and families to create more freedom, and network marketers to create residual legacy wealth through automations and high-ticket affiliate marketing online. So that you can have more location freedom and do what you love while traveling the world with your family. And so when I started my business, I realized later on that I actually created a job for myself. I was right after 2 years of having our son, I created my business and just launched it online. And within that month, I made my first 100K, and then on to the next and the next. And it was just a catapult of going direction that I truly wanted to be in love, but at the same time, I didn't know how to create all the structures that was included with it. And so when you start your business online like that, I started everything from scratch. So I really didn't have a clue what I was doing other than I want to share my mission, which was helping people get back into alignment to their soul and their own unique soul's calling and genius and whatever that looks like for them, and creating their own healing coaching modalities. And so I've been certifying and creating more psychic healers with my Being a Loy Academy, with all the programs and certification programs that I've created over the years. And my husband and I have been also been doing our high ticket affiliate marketing business, which is what I will also go into today, on how you can do that as well. If you partner with me, this is how we can create, time and wealth and travel the world with your family. So, I was able to actually create a lot of success with my soul using high ticket aligned offers and automations and deep mindset work. And I was able to collapse time for many, many people as well to get the same kind of results faster by utilizing my soul alignment blueprints, the quantum genius methods, and helping them utilize their higher psychic gifts and creating their own movements online too as well. So for me, freedom was always about being able to just jump on a plane from one country to the next. One day you see us in Thailand, and another week you see us in Malaysia, or another time you see us in America, where freedom, family, love, and adventure, and travels and choice are really my core values. So let me ask you that. What does like freedom mean to you? Because as you can see with my story, I wanted to help more people to utilize their truest potential instead of going the other route, which is like, being a psychologist or whatever that, work with abnormal people. I wanted to work with people who have the potential of creating their best life. And so I went that route and helping more people and thousands of people to create their own healings in coaching modalities, but also having their leverage and passive income online while they travel and do the things that they love all over the world. So I have lots of teamies and lots of people in my network, in my community that I love helping teach them how to do these beautiful things too as well. So while I had all this success, I was still tired all the time of hustling for the low ticket sales. Because as I had the metaphysical storefront, for example, we had a very beautiful system that I created. When somebody walked in, did readings and healings, and they bought aura reading, and they bought like paintings that was created, that I also created too, or did soul readings where I actually painted the person's soul. And all of that was all lots of fun, but then again, like in order to make 50K or even more, 30K months, and going offline, I had a lot of success offline, making 100K months with just the storefront. And so it is possible to have a high ticket, low ticket sales, but it meant that a lot of volume of people had to come in through the door. And whether that was online or offline for me, I always felt like I was just chasing the next thing, the next sale, because with low ticket sales, you need hundreds, to make your 10,000 per month, or 30,000 per month, or 50,000 per month that you wanted to make. So I went from being super, super exhausted from hustling that low ticket sales, or making high ticket sales, but I was tired of launching after launch, this endless cycle with my coaching healing modality, and helping other people become beautiful healers with the Akashic records that I taught. And so I was like again in this cycle of having to be the driver in the business, in the marketing and sales. And I had outgrown all that grind model that never ends. And so my husband actually told me, like, you're just going to burn out the way that you are going. And it's true. It's basically what happened to me. So I felt like I was doing all the things, but it still didn't feel aligned. So what I really, really wanted to help more people and myself was want to have more success, but with more ease and flow. And I didn't find that until I met with high ticket affiliate marketing one day, where my friend, well, actually, it was just many different friends on my Facebook that was sharing about this, like creating this automated income online. And I was just so like wondering how the heck did they do that? How did they create 20K and 30K, passively? Because here I was in the high ticket coaching world and I could make, I was making 20K, 30K months and, 10K sale there, 10K sale there with multiple clients, and even 25K client. But I always felt like there was never an end to it because every time I made that one sale, then there was no way to duplicate that like years on end. So I wanted to find something that was duplicatable, that had good leverage, that I could, just not one sale, but it could multiply as sales as go on. And even with the beautiful automations that I had, it was still a lot of work because they'll have like a new program they'll put up and then had to make email sequences and then had to make calls, to deliver it on and hire a VA and having an OBM, online business manager or virtual assistant to help me throughout all of this process. I just wanted to like get out of that grind because I always felt like it was never ending. And no matter what I did, no matter how much I automated and no matter how much money I threw into, a marketing sales team that would do all that marketing sales for me, they made a beautiful funnel for me. The expenses just kept going up to like $10,000 a month just for the basics of running my online business. And I just knew that it was just never going to end. So I was really looking for some way to create passive income. And during that time, I had an accident where my son and I got hit by a very big wave. We were on Maui at the time. And I was living my best life because we swim with the dolphins when he was born, to help with his cognitive abilities when we were in a big island. Then we moved to Maui in Hawaii, and we were actually collecting stones to create grids and healing that we were doing at sacred spaces, which is what we call grid work. And we got hit by a very big wave, and I got pushed, thrown on the lava rock and holding out my son for dear life. I hit my rib on the lava rock directly and broke my rib. And I never forget that moment where that was actually the time when I was grinding so hard and, made a lot of money online, but I was just like not able to stop. And because my roster was full, I just had a lot of clients to take care of. And that was the last straw for me, the line in the sand moment when I broke my rib and actually I was bleeding all on my right side of my body was cut, lacerated my foot. My rib was broken. I didn't know at the time until we got to the emergency room, which actually took about an hour to get there because where we were in a very remote place. And I also had to jump on um, to get up the cliff because we were actually down a cliff at the time, and a beautiful couple, a man, took his shirt off his back and gave it to me, and he he tied it around my foot so to stop the bleeding. And the couple, I held their shoulders and jumped with one foot all the way up the cliff with a broken rib to get out of the situation there. And from that moment, I couldn't work for 3 months, and I realized that there's no way I can keep going. And being the breadwinner of my family at the time, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to work. So I still showed up with my soul alignment blueprints modality at the time. And yeah, it was like the pivotal moment where I realized that no matter what you do, if you don't have leverage, if you don't have automations in place, you don't have something that takes you out of the business, you will forever be grinding in that model. And so the old business, the old way that we've been creating money has always been around that, where you have to be part of the business, or part of where you work all the time is when your 9 to 5 job too as well, right? This is how you get money that's like linear income, where it's just a one time, one salary that you're getting. And so I was finding myself in that kind of grind where it would never end. And so it took me 3 months to heal. But that was a moment when I saw a friend wrote an article, actually in a Facebook group, in a coaching Facebook group, and she shared about how you can create automated income utilizing this high ticket affiliate marketing model. And I was so intrigued by it. And I was not actually interested at all with the product or any of the process of it. Even the webinar wasn't actually the best either for me. But because I was really trying to understand what it was all about, and I never got the right information, even though they tried their best. And then in the end, I signed up and got started. And that was what brought me into the affiliate world, where you can partner with others in order to create income. And I did that in my coaching business as well. I partnered with other coaches and sell their programs, and I've affiliated with other products and sell those products too as well. But now I'm able to utilize this high ticket model, which is what I'm going to go into as well. So I know if you are in that same kind of scenario, you may be a coach, a healer, a network marketer, where you're in that low ticket grind, or you're in a biz model that's just really, really not working for you. This is going to be really profound for you when you hear what I'm about to share with you. So back to what I'm saying. If you truly desire more freedom, fulfillment, and flow, consistent 5K, 20K, 100K months without burnout, to work anywhere, impact lives, and still be present with your family, a business that aligned with your soul and your superpowers, where you trust the automations is doing all that heavy lifting for you, so you can live your life without worry, then this is exactly what you need to hear right now. This is what I wish I heard when I first started my coaching business, because I was, again, grinding those wheels. So here is the 5 steps to having a successful soul line business. And it really starts with soul alignment first, which is knowing who you are at soul level, your path, your purpose, your business archetype, what's your business model looks like. Are you meant to be online or offline, and all of that? And so this is where my soul alignment blueprints can really help you to understand what your unique energy of your soul is like. And knowing the order of your gifts is what's going to allow you to create not just only the skills that's needed to, create a better offer for people to work with you. And then you can create a business in alignment to the way your soul is designed. So I call that business alignment. And so this is where all that business tools and all of the different things that's necessary to help you to be better at what you do is the second step, which is having a business aligned to your soul. Then the third step is mindset, having the right mindset, abundance mindset, getting out of lack mindset to really go for your dreams and follow it and implement it too as well. And really, really understand that you are able to recreate your life at any time, at any moment, just like that moment that I had where I realized I really needed automations, and I really, really needed the systems to help me to do what I love and not have to worry about the money coming in. The fourth step is having the right messaging and marketing and communication and visibility around what you do. And so when people are going off and creating an online business or offline business, especially when they're trying to get online, people don't realize that in order to create an online business, you need to be really, really specific, and you really, really need to be able to attract and have more visibility and put yourself out there in social media or different avenues that really, really align to yourself online. Or you may have to do it offline, where you're doing networking and you're meeting people in person and you're having, coffee dates or tea dates with people in order to create connections so that you can sell, what you love doing and what you're sharing to the world. or whatever your genius is. And then the fifth step is having the right business strategies and systems that really back you up in behind the scenes and having that masculine structure. So you can have that soul alignment and, be really, really connected with your spiritual self and really, really good at embodiment and talking about mindset and business and all these kind of things, or maybe even being a marketing, messaging, and sales coach. But if you don't have that business automations and those specific strategies that are aligned to you, you could be really creating something that's not in alignment to you and creating a prison. And that was exactly what happened to me. I had the right tools and all the things. I even had hired a big team. And in the end, I had to fire them all because of my business structures wasn't really aligned to my type of soul type. And so we can get rid of all of that headache by actually starting with your soul alignment first and making sure that everything that you're creating is truly in alignment to who you are designed to be. Like how in human design, projectors and manifestors or reflectors or generators or manifesting generators, they create business and life differently. And definitely me as a projector, I was meant to teach and meant to share my message and, into the world. And if I wasn't doing that, then I wouldn't make money. And same could go as well as you could be, doing something that really isn't truly in alignment with you being more online or more offline. And so knowing your true genius and your true superpower, that is actually how we can align your correct path and purpose from the get-go. And knowing that energetic frequency of who you are, that is what is going to create the success that you're looking for. So my question to you is, which ones are you actually really good at? Because you may be good at, a few of them. Maybe you're really good into spiritual stuff, but you lack the structures and, how to organize yourself. Or you're really, really organized and systematic, but you're really lacking utilizing your psychic genius in the way that you're meant to use your intuitive abilities. So what's missing for you? Because this is the key on how we're going to unlock your ways of creating your own success online. So when you're really disconnected from yourself and not in alignment to your soul's voice and your authenticity, what happens is you lose access to your superpower, the energy of who you are at soul level, and your branding and your messaging can go off and the energy is off and people don't know why. And it's because you are not connected to that energy of who you are. You may lose connection to your soul's voice and your message. And so you're speaking, but you're hearing, but it's like crickets. You're not getting good feedback, not hearing, people are not really hearing you or seeing you. And you're feeling like you're just spinning your wheels and you're doing all the things, but it's not happening. You're not making the money that you know that you deserve. Or you may be making lots of money and you're getting lots of traction, but again, you're not having the automations or structure that's really on purpose, that's really aligned for your type of soul. So what happens along the way is you hit a ceiling. You hit like this imaginary ceiling, basically, like an income where you plateau at a certain amount. And then you never go any higher than that. And so what happens is you question yourself so much and then you lose your path and your purpose and you're just like, well, what am I doing? Am I really meant to be doing this or not? And so you start, having deeper mindset issues and then running away from actually your purpose, right? And then you lose your why and why you're doing and your passions and not really clear on what your genius is anymore. So then you're in this confused, overwhelmed state. And then what happens is no results. And some results, but not consistently. And so when we are not working on this is the symptoms that we experience when we're not in soul alignment. We start experiencing misalignment symptoms. So here's the 5 steps to having a successful business and tools and solutions for that. So like I said, the first thing is soul alignment and business alignment. You need to partner that all together. You need to have the right inner mindset, authenticity, passion, and your superpower genius, and knowing how to manifest from your soul. And that needs to be key first. And this is why I've created my soul alignment blueprints to help more people to understand what that actually looks like. Where I create a PDF and recordings that's made for you to remember who you are and what exactly is your genius and what's your passion, your purpose, and all of that, and what that looks like. So it's like doing an intensive with me, but we go deep into what's your alignment and what your business should really feel and look like. The second step is really working on your health, self-love, and relationships and healings, and using Akashic record clearings or releasing any of those traumas, forgiving yourself and forgiving others. If you're working on your polarity, which is your feminine, masculine communication with your partner and your relationships too as well. These are very, very important things to really work on while you are creating your business to success, because that relationship and connections is really, really important to you in order to network and to have the right people, that, has got your back or who loves what you do and keeps buying from you over and over again, right? The third step is your messaging and marketing. You need to build the right skill sets, and the expression communication needs to be aligned to your superpower, needs to be aligned to your soul's type first. And so when you know that exact way of expressing yourself and how you communicate, because some people communicate through words and through video or through trainings or through, there's different avenues that you can do in order to reach more people. The fourth step is business strategies and systems. And so you need to have the right action and the right embodiment. So being integrity of your word, of what you're sharing out into the world, and having, the right purpose and impact. And when you have the right actionable steps, that's the strategies aligned to your type of soul, then this is how you're going to break through and create the success that you want. So which one of these do you need to work on more? Sometimes you might be really good with the embodiment and the strategies, but again, you lack knowing the direction of how you're meant to set everything up, but that's aligned to your type of soul. Or might be in a disempowering relationship with your partner where there's back and forth, an inverted type of relationship where you're more masculine and your husband's more feminine, or vice versa. So it's not really, really working for your type of soul type too as well. Our soul is designed to show up in a certain way. And when we're not in alignment to that, energetically, people feel that and then they don't buy from you. So essentially, let's look into this. What are you really missing? Do you need the right mindset and soul alignment partnered together, knowing your type of soul type and the way you're designed? You need the right messaging and the right soul's voice and the right offer that really, really resonates with your person, that they really, really need that it solves their problem, that it, brings them a transformation or exactly the thing that they came to you for. You need that right strategies and actions and implementation automations that go with, creating the systems that, allows you to thrive in your life, in your business. And so if you don't have that masculine structure holding you, you're going to feel like you're just, moving around like down a river without banks. There's no river banks to hold the water in. So you do need both the masculine and feminine. And the soul alignment piece is really, really important first in order for you to have the right mindset, to have the right messaging, and have the right strategies that's really, really most aligned for you. So what is your soul? So to me, your soul is actually made up of your gifts, your three main gifts. Your superpower, because your soul alignment lies there, and the order of how you express your gifts is the most important. And learning how to master your soul's gifts, learning how to speak from the right order of your gifts. So knowing your superpower, your path, purpose, passion, your divine mission, and knowing what are the life challenges that you run into as well. So to me, your three main gifts is really the key to keeping yourself on the right path in soul alignment. Because when you're in alignment with your superpower and knowing the first, second, and third gifts in the right order, this is what's going to allow you to make sure that you are not just only creating the transformations for people, but you're really well aware of how you're speaking in your messaging and how you're showing up. Because naturally, when you know the order of your gifts, you will be able to attract the right people and give the right transformations for people too as well. Because your three main gifts actually is what gives a specific transformation that you help certain people with. Even if it's very simple things, that you don't think that it has anything to do with your spiritual gifts or anything like that too as well. But knowing the order of your gifts is going to help you to understand what your soul is overall arching looking like, and how you help and give and do your purpose. So what's the gap between where you are and where you want to go? And what's the mindsets you're telling yourself that's really holding yourself back? Because when you know what that is, you're going to be able to break through and knowing, here's my soul, I'm at peace, and here's the mindset of what I need to keep myself there consistently and disciplined enough to get to the outcome of the vision where you want. What's your dream life look like? What does freedom look like for you? What does success look like for you? What's your best life look like for you, right? And having the right mindset on a daily to make sure that you are on the right track. So my question to you is, when you get up every single morning, what makes you feel most excited? What makes you feel more passionate, joyful? What makes you feel more peaceful and more in love with yourself? Because when you can answer that question, that is what you're going to wake up and, doing your passion is going to look like. So in order to have what you desire, you need to reactivate and have access to your superpower first. So if we are this rainbow frequency of all the different superpowers, which I will share with you in a little bit, we need to feel that in our heart before we start giving out into the world. But most people just give and do it from a space of lack or from a space of really not knowing what they're doing. And so this can misalign more people in the process. And this is what I found after doing 300 free strategy, soul alignment sessions with people, where I found that 90% of the time people were out of alignment of their three main gifts, their superpower, their life challenge 1 and 2, because they didn't know what their gifts were in the order of their gifts. So then when you reactivate and have access to your superpower first, then you start feeling and expressing in that superpower and staying away from those life challenges. Because when you do that, then you're able to stay on the path. Then what happens is your energy shifts and you start attracting the right people, places, and things. And this is when you feel that synchronicities happen, where it's like boom, 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 opportunities and networks, and people just comes to you with ease, or clients, and people are excited to work with you, right? Then putting your offers and strategy and messaging out there is really, really important on social media or different avenues. If you're doing a blog, or if you're doing a video, or you have your own YouTube channel or anything like that. Then what happens then, you start to begin to bend time and you start to create miracles and start manifesting with appreciation and feeling the fullness of all of you in abundance. So when you're in that soul alignment piece, when you're feeling that ease and that flow and that desire and the fullest expression of yourself, right? This is why you're sent to spend time and serendipitous events happen, where you're just at the right place at the right time with things. So when we're in that deep manifestation, then abundance starts flowing to us in the right order. So what are the symptoms of misalignments, and what does alignment look like? First, it looks like your superpower, where you're aligned to the right energy of who you are at soul level. And so when you are embodying that energy, that is your first gift. That energy is what attracts people, places, and opportunities to you. And you feel that divine flow, where it's like God and everything is just flowing, and messages and attraction is happening, and you're not really having to do so much. It just feels like you're playing with the universe and everything's all happening, manifesting. So obviously when that happens, you're in flow, right? You're in alignment, in soul alignment. But when you're in your second gift, then you start to feel anxiety, or I call it your life challenge 2. And when you're in the life challenge 2, you feel a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure to perform. You may be making a lot of money too as well, but it feels like you're working 5 times harder than you need to, and just like you're spinning your wheels. And opportunities and things will happen, but you're ending up with the wrong clients or the wrong people that really don't really totally get you. And so you end up like working much harder than you need to because you're working with your skills instead of what your true genius is, which is your superpower. Or you're in your third gift where you're in your life challenge 2, where you're actually in a lot of chaos, where it feels like no one hears you, where you're again spinning your wheels, but like you're really in this chaotic energy where like lots of people pulling at you, or your kids is yelling and screaming, and it just feels like a lot of chaos. Maybe you're fighting a lot with your husband or your partner, and it feels like you're just like working 10 times harder, and then you're just in this mess. And every single time when you try to get yourself back into alignment, you get back into the chaos where you have to pay another bill, or you have to like work harder on some project that just got, taken away or taken down from you, or things like that. So it just feels like you're just having to reinvent the wheel. And so when you're in a third gift, it just feels like nothing, there's no traction, there's no results. So you're working really hard, but there's no money coming in. There's not a lot of success happening for you either. And the fourth gift, which is life challenge 3, which is a whole other world, is when you're really, really in chaos, where it's like, even to the point where you're your dark shadow, where you're just very angry and depressed and bitter. Even though you're expressing all of your abilities, maybe even utilizing some of your psychic abilities, but you're like really focusing on that a lot, and you're actually finding yourself in a situation where you're more and more disempowered. So as you can see, when you move away from your main first gift, it takes a lot of time and energy away from you. And so you're just spinning your wheels and working 5, 10, even 20 times harder than you really need to. So this is where I can come in and do my Akashic Psychic Shell clearing to really remove all of that misalignment, help you reconnect with your superpower again, clear out any of the things that's in your chakras or in your body, or entities or things that's been like around you energetically, and activate the superpower so you can feel what your superpower is. And then you can feel this inner peace and this love and joy and presence that you have been looking for. Because when you're in that disempowerment and in that chaos, it's kind of hard to hear yourself or feel your soul, right? So this is where, doing multidimensional healings or clearings is really helpful, because we can remove any of those level blocks of success, help you to stay in alignment with your soul and your soul alignment blueprints, and really help you to stay in your superpower away from your life challenge 1, 2, or 3, and really stay in your first gift or your superpower instead of your second, third, or the fourth gifts. So here's what a superpower will look like. So we're usually 1 out of this 8 is our first gift, second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth, all the way to 8, right? And when we are, the order of the way we are created is like a rainbow frequency of all of these. So the having compassion, creativity, order, love, expression, truth, power, wisdom. So one of that is your main superpower, is your first gift. And then maybe like the second gift could be love, and the third gift could be order. The fourth gift can be creativity, like this, right? So what kind of main mindsets actually happen and things that happen in your life is all around the opposite of your superpower, actually. So for example, I'm a love superpower. My second gift, right, or the life challenge 1 is power for me. And my third gift is creativity, which is like my life challenge 2. So when I'm in alignment, I'm in the order of love, power, and creativity. So what that will look like is I teach people around knowing their passions, their purpose, and their gifts, just like what I'm sharing with you right now in their soul alignment, right? As a psychic healer, a diva magical healer, that's my archetype. And so when I'm in alignment with my love superpower, then naturally people feel very empowered, they feel inspired to live their best life, to make the changes necessary, the mindsets, the things that needs to shift for them. They immediately start to get activated by me helping them with utilizing my intuitive abilities. And then, in the end, they receive creativity, which is my life challenge too, which is they create their own healing coaching modality, their own like sacred work that they're meant to do in the world, in their own passion and purpose, once they know what their soul alignment gifts are, which is the love, right? And then the power, which is helping around with their mindset and like helping with specific tools and the strategies and the systems and the things and the automations, that's very power oriented to get them back into their power. And then they start being very, very creative and creating their beautiful sacred work, whatever that looks like. And I worked with many, many different people, from celebrities to kids to couples, to older adults, way older than me. Even when I was in my 20s, I was working with people who are in their 60s or 70s, and helping with their alignment. And then suddenly they created beautiful things in the world. So just like this is my being Alohi symbol. So when I started my business, this is what I saw. I saw what the alignment actually looks like. With the first circle is the superpower, the first gift. The second circle around is the second gift, or the life challenge too. The third ring is the third gift and the life challenge 2, and then the fourth gift, this fourth ring, which is the life challenge 4, so life challenge 3 and the fourth gift, right? So as you see, when we express ourselves, we actually express here from our heart, as it is in the core superpower, right? And it's very easy to express it when you're in your source of your heart, in your heart chakra there, right? But the more you express yourself, and you express your skills and your methods and the transformations that you help people with, the longer it takes for you to go around that circle, right? So the first gift, the second gift, the third gift, and the fourth gift. So then what happens is, when you're expressing yourself, this is why I feel so much at ease when you're speaking from your superpower, your first gift, because it's like, it's like really quick, like within 10 minutes, you just know what the answer is and how to solve someone's problem then. Or the second gift, when you're expressing yourself, may take 5 times longer, or the third gift takes 10 times longer, and then the fourth gift takes like 20 times longer than it needs to. So our alignment is like this, where we are shining brightly our soul and our gift, which is what being Alohi means. But when we're expressing it and we're not really clear on what the order of our gifts are and what our soul's archetype looks like in our blueprints, and maybe even our human design and all of that, we may not understand what's the strategies or the methods that we're meant to create. And so we end up just in the cycle of over and over and over again, in the patterns of being in our third gift, or being in our fourth gift, or being in our second gift, or being, back and forth in any of the order of those gifts. And sometimes you may be even the 8th gift, and it's just creating more and more chaos. So we really, really need to get back into our superpower, which is in our heart. So let's just take a moment to really breathe in and breathe out, and just breathe in this belief that you're going to really connect with being your confident self and reconnecting to your superpower, and just, make this choice from now on to really get right connected with the heart. And what this means is getting connected with your feelings again. Get really, really, really connected with this beautiful flower that's ready to be blossomed from within. So now let's go into the life you love blueprint. So there's an actual blueprint that I've created to creating the life that you want, and doing what you love, but while at the same time having all the time freedom that you want. So the first is time freedom, working less, living more. So living more in your life, and the other half is where automations align your soul is doing most of the work for you. So instead of it being, 80% working your ass off, and 20% having a life, Instead, it's more like 80% living your life and on purpose and being out with your children and being present and traveling the world and seeing beautiful things, right? And working less. And then let automations do the rest of the work, which 80% of the time, the automations are doing everything else for you. There is a key to that. So time freedom, work less, live more, creating wealth so that you have a high ticket aligned sales with automation that's doing all of that sales work for you. And third, having purpose, using your soul's gift and creating impact and transformation and helping others do the same. That's exactly a very, very simple blueprint that you can do to create the life that is your design. So this is really what your path will look like. You have the 8 superpowers: compassion, love, creativity, order, power, self-expression or expression, truth, and wisdom. And so we have a very specific path. If you see the little pink lines, these are like 4 different paths. So if we combine the gifts of compassion and love, are again, it's very similar. Creativity and order is very similar. Power and expression is very similar. Truth and wisdom is very similar, right? When we're activating our superpower, then we naturally create our soul purpose archetype, or the type of purpose, how we monetize our gifts going to look like. So for me, as a love superpower, I'm a diva magical healer. So I live that energy of being the magical healer, having the money, the being rich and success and creating magical experiences, right? And then creating connection, which is the true path, and fulfillment, which is your community. So when you are in alignment, you're going to create these 4 stages this way. And then when you express yourself in the right order of your gifts, instead of the wrong order of those 8 gifts you see there, right? You won't hit that wall where you feel like you're recreating someone else's purpose or doing it for someone else, right? So when I was a monk, a spiritual monk, I was doing very compassionate creativity energy, where I was doing yoga, healings, metaphysical work and all of that. So I was doing the things that I love, but I was working in being a Gaia Samaritan and spiritual warrior trainer and, hitting a wall and not really like feeling fulfillment in the success that I have created that way. Or as a coach, as a high ticket coach, I was making a lot of money. I was in the power energy and being a pioneer goddess leader and empowering and inspiring people. But again, the model that I was creating was really, really not in alignment for me. So this is what I mean, how we really need to make sure your blueprint makes sense of your dream life and your soul alignment blueprint, so that you can create the things that you want and having the time freedom. So why high ticket is really important. You have less clients, more impact, sustainable, spacious income, and you get to go deep and serve powerfully and give more quality over quantity always. And that's what it's all about, right? And so we want to move you away from being in the low ticket world where it's all that grind, or even that business model that's not really working for you, and move you back into high ticket. So this is why you need to know your soul alignment blueprints, which is finding what your soul is like, your superpower, your first gift, and that you need to know how to use your energy body in order to be aware of whatever that second gift or your life challenge 1 is, but still use it intentionally so that you can utilize these higher abilities that you have, right? And then you need to get more in touch with the multidimensionality of your type of soul. And then the more you become aware of that, then you get into the 3rd gift. And then you'll be able to use intentionality in creating more tangible skills and abilities, and that create an end result for people and actually creates exactly what they're meant to do as well. So then there's a ripple effect with that. So this is the new rich framework, which is alignment. Your soul, strategy, and your superpowers need to make sense. Your automation, systems that sell for you, that you're actually just not always being on calls all the time and doing yourself. Affiliation, you need to plug into high ticket converting offers that actually sell themselves, that people want and need, that just keep wanting to buy. And you also need activation, which is embodied mindset and energetic alignment at the same time. So your integrity of what you share. So some of the beautiful stories of my clients is the women and families were able to reclaim their time create more abundance, be able to travel. They were able to heal their relationship with their partner, or their parents, and activate their own power. And so my mentors, Christy X. Orn and Clint X. Morgan, they were super broke and had a baby on the way. And because they had this leveraged income with affiliation with the business model that had automations, they were able to create, within 90 days, their first 100K, and then $1 million in the first 12 months. Or Jessica Wise, one of my good besties, she was in the world where she was, working all the time with a job that didn't really, a job in community that really didn't love. Well, she was working really hard, but like lacking this joy and dreading going to her job. And then joining this business and affiliating with the high ticket model as well. And then she's able to travel and go to events and help people there in Canada. And Christine and Clint were able to do that in Australia, while also Dan and Daniel Bessinger are also a beautiful power couple who are low ticket network marketing and always, being the top in their network marketing business, but we're not making the money that they know they deserve, like less than 10K. So when all of them found this high ticket model, they were able to create the life of their dreams because the money was what they needed in order to get to what they wanted to create. So how can you work with me? Is through soul alignment. If you want to work with me with soul alignment, we can do through coaching, healing, clearings, private programs, or any of my certification programs too as well. And the first step is getting your soul alignment blueprint or any of my intensives, which can be go from a 90-minute to 6 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year. Or you could just partner with me with this high ticket affiliate sales business with a wellness system and automations and products that give you better health and wealth so that you can travel and do all the things that you love. And so there's more next videos that goes deeply into that to understand what's the next step for the compensation plan and high ticket products. But first we need to really understand your type of soul. And so when you partner with me, you will also get your soul alignment blueprints. You will also get mentorship along the way too as well. So how do you get started in this business? Business partner with me in high ticket sales. So we'll move you from low ticket to high ticket. So step 1 is watch us create your life, you love Masterclass, which is what you're watching right now. Step 2 is apply for the next 30-day mentorship, and hopefully it's very soon so that you can get started. And then step 3 is complete the discovery process where you'll watch all these videos and really get in touch with your dream life and exactly, working on it too as well. About the water product and the compensation plan and automations and the beautiful community that we have that really will help you be more accountable and be part of my community with accountability and support in the next mentorship. And then step 4 is you wait to hear if you want a spot for the next 30-day mentorship. Step 5 is purchase your own water product and partner with me so they can be part of my Freedom Flow Leaders team, where you'll become a distributor as well with me. And so you can buy the water product yourself. So you can use it for yourself and heal yourself and your family. And then you also get bonuses that you can receive depending on what's going on right now. I always have different things going on with the right due dates and special incentives. If you start with a trifecta, a quad, a fast track, if you really want to get started, a penta, or I think was a bit octa. So here's your invitation. For the next 72 hours, you can have a chance to join my next 30-day mentorship once you've got your high tickets product and start building and scaling your high ticket business, which I'll show you exactly how to do that. We have a beautiful academy that teaches you all of the tools and skills and everything you need. If you're a beginner or you're an amateur, you're just getting started, or you're really good already, know what you're doing online, then this is also a beautiful academy that has all the automations and all teachings for you too as well, and for also your people that you will be bringing in to learn how to launch, lead, and close with clarity. There's also bonuses as well of having all the funnels, the strategy call, the support chats, the welcome gifts, the automation access to the academy, and all of that will be part of it too as well when you partner with me. In the next 72 hours, first, you need to come back to me. So for the first 5 people that come back to me, you get an extra one-on-one coaching and blueprint with me. You get a Akasha record reading and customized power words or fast action taking bonus to anchor in your next level. So if this is really, really, you're like ready to get started, then this is definitely for you. So again, the masterclass recapped, the life you love blueprint, time, wealth, and purpose. You don't have to choose between impact, intimacy, or income. And now is the time to build your rich and soul-aligned life. So again, the action steps to get started: apply and join the academy so that you can get into the discovery process, watching all the videos, get on a coaching call, a sales call, and all of that, so that you can see, this is aligned for you or not. Book a clarity 10-minute, 15-minute call with me once you've seen this masterclass. If you really have any other questions, I can answer. And let's map out your personalized plan to 10K plus months and location freedom, utilizing this affiliate marketing model, or if you're going to work with me and my soul alignment too as well. I have 2 different options where you can do both, or you can do one or the other. So thank you so much for being here. You're powerful, you're ready and worthy, and your desires are your divine assignments. So let's create a life you're obsessed with and create a life that you love. So make sure you're find me on social media if you haven't. My Leimomi, Axea, Keliikuli. You can look any of the social media under that name. And you find me on Facebook, my YouTube channel, my Leimomi TV series. So my Soul Alignment Leaders for Conscious Living Facebook group, my Freedom Full Leaders Movement Facebook group, my Instagram stories. And this is where I share all the things that I do as I travel online, offline, events and things that I go to as well. You can look at my Link.tree /Leimomi for any kind of links that you're kind of looking for. And let's unleash the version of yourself that you've never seen before. So super excited for you. And again, thank you so much. Reach out to me if you have to get more details. If you want to work with me privately, or if you want to work and partner with me, go to the Link.tree link /Leimomi. Come watch my Leimomi TV series, because again, I share amazing free tips aligned to your soul and stories of amazing people, my community on Facebook, on YouTube, all the Instagram stories as well. Follow me in my adventures with my family, world schooling, unschooling, and loving and living your life on your own terms. That's what I'm all about and what all my people are about. So again, if you have any questions, ask me, get the information that you're come back to me. And I'll share you whatever is your next steps. Or if you are already part of somebody already gave you this link and they told you to watch this masterclass and then to know what your next steps, then you reach out to that person that gave you the link and get started with them and get mentorship with them. Unless I have some specials going on, which I could be also, giving you as a bonus too as well. So feel free to reach out to that person, get the link to get started on their end, or get started with me where we can work on your soul alignment piece first. So, all right, you guys all have a beautiful day. I hope this was beneficial to you and that you love this, and it gave you more clarity of what it's like to create a life that you love and to do it on purpose and to go for it and create your beautiful life of your dreams, and no longer being stuck or feeling imprisoned in your job or in your business, in your coaching healing business, and feeling like you're not really going anywhere and you're feeling like you're always in that grind. Then know that it's possible to get out of that, and that is through affiliating with the right product, high ticket offer, at the same time being in alignment to your type of soul. So Again, please reach out to me or reach out to the person that sent you this link. All right. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day. Aloha.